There's two niggas I felt like backdooring me. I swear to God. And I never swear. This some shit I won't really never do. Lil Baby and that nigga Tyler. Tyler for sure. For sure. And I'm gonna show you how niggas is kind of whatever.
When will these streamers realize that running their mouths online can actually get them in serious trouble? DJ Akademiks just learned that the hard way after reports surfaced that Lil Baby allegedly sent one of his people to check him. And let's just say it wasn't a friendly visit.
This nigga, baby, if you want to fight, nigga, I still get in with you. What's poppin'? Because I ain't gonna lie, the disrespect that I'm about to go up off of this nigga, I don't know him. But nigga, I control this rap game.
Hey, that's
this rap game.
You won't believe the slick plan they supposedly pulled off to get through his tight security. But before that, we gotta break down exactly how this whole mess started, why Lil Baby allegedly turned on one of hip-hop's loudest voices, and how this situation exposes the dark side of the rap game that no one ever wants to talk about. But first, let's talk about who DJ Akademiks really is, because this whole thing goes way deeper than just a slap. This man built an entire empire from his computer, sitting on streams, sipping drinks every night, and throwing wild comments at rappers like he was bulletproof. He became famous for talking crazy, but what separates him from most bloggers is that he actually holds power in the industry. This isn't just some random YouTuber chasing clout. DJ Akademiks is one of the biggest voices in hip-hop media. He turned gossip into a career and made himself the internet's top instigator. And the wildest part, it actually worked.
What is Ty Lil pulling up on me to argue about? Ak, you never tagged me in 2020. We're in 2025. You see Aiden.
He ain't.
You dap it up.
Hey, Tyler.
I know.
I'm like, I didn't try to play. It's all right. I got you.
He's mad passionate 5 years later.
When he talks, the entire culture listens. His audience reaches millions every single day, and his words can literally lift or crash a rapper's career, live and direct. That's not even an exaggeration. We've seen artists lose momentum just because Akademiks went off on them online. But here's where things get crazy. Akademiks really thought he was safe behind that screen. He figured as long as he stayed in his studio surrounded by security, he could say whatever he wanted about whoever he wanted, no consequences. Well, reality just came knocking, and it didn't knock softly. The way it all went down was like something straight out of a movie, strategic and personal. It was revenge that had been brewing for years. So how did this beef even start? Because trust me, it runs way deeper than people think. To really understand why Lil Baby might have felt justified in making a move, you have to go back to 2020. That's when the tension between them started heating up for real. Things have been simmering ever since, and this latest twist just blew the lid off everything. Back in 2020, Lil Baby wasn't just hot, he was on fire.
He's constantly saying, why you ain't tagged me? He's talking about some shit in 2020. Yo, Aiden says, yo, why you bringing this shit up? And I'm trying to tell him, yo, Tyler, you made it, bro, relax. But he keeps saying it, and I'm like, it's all good, whatever. What we do at the end of this, and this is important, me and Tyler exchange numbers. We exchange numbers. This gonna mean the utmost chat when I get to the end of the story.
Every track he dropped turned into a chart topper. Every feature was a hit, and his name was everywhere. From your grandma's radio to your cousin's playlist, everyone was vibing to his songs. He was moving millions of units, locking down Grammy nods, and working with some of the biggest legends in the game. But here's where things start to twist. DJ Akademiks, being the sharp media voice he is, started noticing something that most fans were too hyped to see. Believe it or not, Akademiks actually started off trying to help Lil Baby. This wasn't hate at first, it was more like tough love. Akademiks basically said, yo, baby, you made it. You got the cars, the cribs, the ice, everything you ever dreamed of. But where's that same fire in the music, man? And honestly, when you look at it from a fair angle, there was some truth there. Compare Lil Baby's 2020 run to his newer drops, and it's hard not to notice a shift. The hunger wasn't the same. The passion felt lighter, and that raw street energy that made him unstoppable started fading. It's like once he hit the top of the mountain, he finally relaxed. And that's something that happens to a lot of artists who reach that level of success. The real issue came when Akademiks stopped keeping it cool and started turning up the heat. Instead of keeping his criticism respectful, he began going way overboard. He started pushing this wild narrative that Lil Baby had fallen off, that he was washed up, and that his best days were already gone. And when DJ Akademiks starts a narrative like that, it doesn't just stay on his stream, it spreads fast.
We drove off, remember? He swings, misses, cause like I was kind of like this. He swings into the car, misses, like he hits the shit. They drive off. I'm like, what the f? It's only one nigga. I'm like, bro.
Soon, every hip-hop blog, podcast, and fan page was echoing the same thing. People online began questioning Lil Baby's relevance, debating whether he still had that magic. Before long, that whole Lil Baby fell off conversation took over the culture completely. That's the dangerous side of having media power. One loud voice can flip public opinion like a switch, and it didn't stop there. When Lil Baby dropped his project, It's Only Me, Akademiks was on it from day one, calling it mid, clowning the rollout, and comparing it non-stop to Baby's prime 2020 hits. The criticism never slowed down, and it just kept stacking up, turning what started as feedback into a full-blown media storm. After Akademiks kept comparing Lil Baby's new stuff to his older legendary tracks, fans started wondering if Baby still had that same spark, that raw hunger and creativity that made him special in the first place. And guess what? The numbers didn't lie. The album didn't perform like everyone expected. It didn't flop, but it definitely didn't hit the commercial heights his earlier work did. And many people believe Akademiks' non-stop criticism played a big role in that. His constant commentary influenced how fans felt before they even gave the project a fair listen. That's how powerful this man's platform really is.
He said something, I swear to God, right hand of God. I smacked the shit out of him. I smacked the shit out of him. Right hand of God, bro. I smacked him.
You smack Akademiks?
Yes, and then listen, after I smacked
Think about it. He can shape the entire narrative around an artist before the public even presses play. Millions of people hear his opinions first, and that alone can change the way they receive the music. That's not just influence, that's control. But here's where the story gets wild. Lil Baby wasn't just gonna sit there and let someone talk down on his name. Nah, he started firing back, and when a rapper starts responding to a blogger in his lyrics, you already know things are getting serious. Baby dropped lines like, "Akademiks guy ain't got money like me. Akademiks can get touched," putting it all out there for everyone to hear. He wasn't holding back. He wanted the world to know he had smoke for Ak, straight up. And these weren't some random throwaway bars either. Baby was dedicating entire verses to addressing Akademiks' shots, making it crystal clear this wasn't some light internet back and forth. It was real tension, the kind that messes with reputations, brands, and even business relationships. Then comes the unexpected twist, and it shows how deep the industry really runs. Out of nowhere, Rod Wave stepped in like a real one, trying to calm things down before it spiraled out of control. And Rod's move wasn't random at all. He had genuine love and respect for both sides, and he could see how ugly this feud was about to get if nobody intervened. Rod Wave decided to play peacemaker and set up a three-way phone call between himself.
I call Ty Lil. Yo, Ty, I'm trying to say, yo, Ty Lil, what is this? What's up? You try to, I thought we talked, like, you got a problem? Ty Lil doesn't answer none of my calls.
DJ Akademiks and Lil Baby. The goal? To settle things like grown men. No cameras, no internet chaos, just real talk. And surprisingly, it worked. They actually hashed things out, shared their sides, exchanged numbers, and agreed to keep future drama private instead of turning it into a public circus. It looked like a mature ending to what could have been a full-blown disaster. Both sides walked away with something to gain. Akademiks could still do his job without beefing with one of the biggest rappers alive. And Lil Baby could focus on making hits without the constant cloud of negativity from one of hip-hop's loudest media voices. But here's the kicker. Lil Baby and his team knew just how powerful Ak's influence was. So when it came time to roll out his next big project, something surprising went down. Reports say Lil Baby allegedly paid DJ Akademiks a smooth $30,000 to keep things cool and make sure he didn't go too hard on the next album. Sounds wild, right? After that, everyone thought the tension was over, that they'd finally moved past all the drama. But nah, that couldn't be further from the truth. What happened next was one of the most cold-blooded, strategic setups hip-hop has ever seen. And the way it was pulled off? Straight up mastermind level, but in the most twisted way possible.
About the car and go see who, the nigga who swung at us, who he's with. He calls me, yo, he's in a Lambo with Ty Lil. I was just in an argument with Ty Lil at Branford's. He said, you want me to do something? I said, don't do nothing. Come back in the car. He gets back in the car. I said, I'll handle it.
The scene was set at a brand risk event in March 2025, and this detail is key because this wasn't some random run-in. This was a planned operation, something that required knowing exactly where DJ Akademiks would be and when. Ak showed up like usual, covering the event, posted up with his security team, thinking it was just another professional gig. He was relaxed, laughing, comfortable, totally unaware that something was brewing in the background. That's where Lil Baby's assistant, a guy named K. Rich, comes into the picture. Turns out K. Rich had been plotting behind the scenes, putting together a move that was both clever and ruthless. And the most shocking part? The plan involved another streamer, Ty Lil, who didn't even realize he was about to become part of something bigger. The way they used him was honestly next-level strategy. Here's how it all went down. Earlier that same day, at that very event, Ty Lil approached Akademiks to talk about some old drama. Back in 2020, during the quarantine era, when everyone was grinding online, Ak had reportedly used a few of Ty's clips in his own content without giving proper credit. Seems small, right? But for creators, that kind of thing matters. Getting tagged or credited can be the difference between staying unknown and finally blowing up. So Ty Lil confronted him respectfully about it. And surprisingly, Ak handled it calmly. He actually listened, admitted he probably should have given credit, and even gave Ty his number. It looked like they squashed it right there, man to man. No yelling, no drama, just mutual understanding. But here's the thing, that little friendly moment was the key that unlocked everything that followed. Because now, Ty Lil looked like a trusted face. Ak's team had seen him, talked to him, and knew him as just another content creator, not a threat. That gave K. Rich the perfect cover to move in on the plan. Later that same evening, as the event was winding down, Ty Lil walked straight through, no problem at all. All 8 of Ak's security guards recognized him and didn't even question it. He was someone they'd already seen chatting with Ak earlier, so it looked completely normal. Ty then casually walked right up to Akademiks' car, leaning in for what looked like just another conversation between industry folks. Ak, probably thinking it was just friendly networking, rolled down the window, totally unaware that this moment was setting him up for what came next. The whole situation was so smooth, so perfectly timed, that nobody around even suspected a thing. The planning, the timing, the setup, everything pointed to a move that had been thought out for weeks, maybe even months. This wasn't random chaos, it was calculated precision.
Lil Baby, eat a nigga. I'm not even gonna address it. Lil Baby, you eat a nigga. Because I don't know this nigga. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm getting that Lil Baby. Because I've been waiting for this. I can't take it out on a nigga I don't know. Nigga, I'm up tens of millions of dollars taking it out on this boss. Yo, Lil Baby, if this is what you believe or he believe, both it, nigga. Whatever y'all think, that's what it is. Both y'all nigga.
Here's where the whole story turns absolutely insane. While Ty Lil was casually chatting with DJ Akademiks, keeping him comfortable and distracted, K. Rich, Lil Baby's assistant, was creeping right behind him. And because Ty had already built trust earlier that day, the security guards didn't even blink. They saw K. Rich walking up with him and naturally assumed, oh, he's with Ty, he's good. Nobody checked him, nobody questioned it. Ty's presence alone was like an automatic pass, and that was the genius part of the plan. So now, Ak is sitting there, completely relaxed, window rolled all the way down, thinking he's just having a normal industry conversation. He's talking business, maybe even thinking about collabs or squashing old tension. Everything felt calm until the vibe flipped in a split second. In a perfectly timed move, Ty Lil suddenly steps back from the window, and that's when K. Rich strikes. Out of nowhere, he rushes forward and smack, hits DJ Akademiks right in the face with a clean right-handed slap before taking off running. The whole thing happened in seconds, no warning, no chance to react. Ak was blindsided, stunned, and completely caught off guard. And here's where it gets even crazier. After the hit, Ak tries calling Ty Lil's phone that same night. I'm talking 15 straight calls, but Ty never picked up. No texts, no callbacks, no, yo bro, I didn't know, nothing, just silence. That's when Ak started to realize the horrifying truth. This wasn't a misunderstanding or a random act, he'd been set up. That earlier friendly exchange, the phone number swap, the squash the beef talk, it wasn't genuine at all. It was just part of the setup. They built that trust during the day just to use it as bait later that night. And when Act's team circled back to the club looking for answers, what they saw confirmed everything. Security spotted K. Rich chilling inside a Lamborghini Urus with none other than Ty Lil himself. That's when it clicked. These two were in on it together. The entire thing had been planned from start to finish. By the next day, when DJ Akademiks went live on stream, the man was furious. Not his usual heated rants. This was different. You could see the anger boiling over. He was pacing, yelling, threatening to expose everything, and calling out Lil Baby directly by name. He said he'd destroy his image, ruin his career, and make sure everyone knew what went down. The whole internet was watching, and you could feel how personal it had become.
Baby's team gave me $30,000 for that last album that dropped, and I had to really be neutral and be nice. But I don't fuck with no nigga who think they could play with me like that. 30,000 is nothing.
But just when it seemed like this situation couldn't get any wilder, it did. Because Act didn't just vent online. He actually picked up the phone and called Lil Baby himself to confront him about what happened. And Lil Baby's response? Man, it was so cool, so composed, that it almost sounded rehearsed. He didn't lose his temper, didn't stumble, didn't deny too hard. He just played it calm, like someone who already knew how this conversation was gonna go. The way Baby handled that call left everyone wondering, was this all a coincidence, or was every single move part of a much bigger play? Lil Baby played it smooth. When DJ Akademiks called him up furious, demanding answers, Baby flipped the script completely, acting like he had no idea what Act was even talking about. He was calm, collected, and perfectly composed, saying things like, "Bro, I don't know what you mean," as if the whole thing was some wild misunderstanding. It was straight up gaslighting, and he did it flawlessly. He acted so innocent that, legally speaking, had nothing concrete to pin on him, even though everybody in the streets knew what really went down. And honestly, it was a brilliant move. Cold, but brilliant. By keeping his hands clean publicly, Baby protected himself legally and made sure nothing could be traced back to him directly. But Act wasn't letting it slide. He started connecting dots, and the deeper he looked, the more it became obvious that this was way too organized to be random. Let's break it down. The Brand Risk event wasn't some pop-up show anyone could just pull up to. You had to know the schedule, the lineup, and who was attending. So how did K. Rich know exactly when and where DJ Akademiks would be? How did he know the precise moment Act would leave the venue? That kind of precision doesn't happen by luck. That's inside info. Somebody with knowledge of Act's movements had to be feeding them details. And then there's the Ty Lil angle, which gets more suspicious the more you look at it. That friendly conversation earlier in the day about old credits issues, was it really genuine, or was it just the setup to establish trust? The timing was way too perfect. Ty just happened to bring up an old issue right before the slap went down later that night. It's hard to believe that was just coincidence. What really convinced Act that this whole thing was orchestrated from the top came the very next night. Act was at Booby Trap, one of the biggest night spots in Miami, hanging with Trippie Redd, just cooling off and trying to forget the drama. The music's loud, bottles are popping, then someone walks over and says, "Yo, Lil Baby's about to pull up." Now here's where things get weird. Baby walks into the club, takes one look around, spots Akademiks, and immediately walks out. No greeting, no acknowledgement, no chill time. He didn't even go to his VIP section that was already reserved for him. He literally saw Act and dipped out instantly. If he had nothing to do with what happened the night before, why bounce so quick? Why not just enjoy the night like normal? The fact that Baby couldn't even stay in the same building speaks volumes. It made Act think. Maybe Baby didn't want to risk being seen near him right after that incident, especially if things were already getting messy behind the scenes. But here's where the rabbit hole goes even deeper. This whole thing wasn't just about a slap or a petty grudge. Act started uncovering that the $30,000 payment Baby's team had given him earlier wasn't just a payoff to stay quiet about one album. It was part of a bigger strategy, something much darker that ties into how the music industry really operates. When Axe started digging into the business side, he found that major artists and labels sometimes pay off certain media figures for favorable coverage, not just shout-outs, but full-blown narrative control. And if those same voices get too bold or too critical, suddenly they face setups, smear campaigns, or worse, mysterious incidents that look a lot like warnings. Axe realized that what happened to him might not just have been personal. It could have been a message to every other media personality out there. Stay in line or get humbled. This wasn't just rap beef anymore. It was about power, money, and who really runs the stories that shape hip-hop's biggest names. Think about it for a second. If money and business deals can't control a media voice, what's the next move? Intimidation. You make them think twice before speaking reckless again. And what better way to send that message than to hit them where it hurts, their pride and their sense of safety. It's not just about violence, it's about power. Showing someone who thought they were untouchable that they can, in fact, be touched. That's a statement in itself. And when you really analyze what went down, you can't ignore the precision behind it. Whether you agree with it or not, this wasn't some emotional outburst or spur-of-the-moment anger. It was a strategic play. Every part of it served a purpose, and each outcome hit multiple targets at once. First off, it sent a loud and clear message straight to DJ Akademiks that those endless nights of wild commentary and online chaos now had real-world consequences. For years, Axe built a name on controversy, believing his platform and his security made him untouchable. This moment shattered that illusion completely. Suddenly, the man who controlled narratives was reminded that the streets still have their own way of balancing things out. Second, this move changed how people looked at Lil Baby. Within the hip-hop world, respect isn't just earned by talent, it's held up by how you respond when someone tests you. Baby's quiet but bold response made waves through the industry. It showed he wasn't someone who just sit back and let disrespect slide, not even from a powerful media figure. His reputation got a boost, not just as a rapper, but as someone who still carries that same fearless energy that got him to the top in the first place. And then comes the most genius part of the whole thing: plausible deniability. Baby played it like chess, not checkers. He never directly told anyone to do anything specific, never gave an order that could trace back to him. All he did was not tell his team that the tension was officially over. By staying quiet, he left the door open, and his people acted accordingly. That's next-level strategy right there. It's how business moguls and political heavyweights move, pulling strings from a distance while keeping their hands clean. Baby managed to strike back, protect his public image, and legally stay in the clear, all at once. It was revenge disguised as coincidence, payback dressed up as confusion. And what makes it even more fascinating is how it all came together without a single official word from Baby himself. That's power, real power. It's not just about who can throw a punch, it's about who can move the board pieces without even touching them. Lil Baby turned a messy feud into a silent masterclass in control, showing that in this game, the smartest move is the one nobody sees coming. The way they used Ty Lil as an unsuspecting piece in the plan was pure genius. By bringing in someone from Axe's own circle, someone who had a real reason to talk to him, they built the perfect disguise for K-Rich to slide in close enough to make his move. It was a setup hidden in plain sight, and it worked flawlessly. DJ Akademiks, known for using his platform as his ultimate weapon, wasn't about to stay quiet though. The moment he realized what had happened, he snapped back, promising to use that same media power to bury Lil Baby's career. He went off harder than ever before, taking shots at everything: Baby's music, his business moves, even his image. Nothing was off limits. But here's the twist: that slap didn't just bruise Axe's face, it hit his reputation too. Before this whole thing, he had the image of being untouchable, the media boss who could say anything without ever facing real consequences. But after this, the illusion cracked. Everyone saw that Axe could in fact be reached, that even with a wall of security, somebody could still get close enough to make a point. For Lil Baby, the move was dangerous but bold. He reminded the whole hip-hop world that he's not the type to be disrespected without firing back. It gave him that raw street edge boost, but it also brought heat his way. Now, law enforcement might keep a closer eye on him, and other media personalities might see him as a line crosser, someone unpredictable. It's a fine line between protecting your name and painting a target on your back. This whole story is a wild look into how deep the power games in the music world really go. It's not just about hits and charts, it's about control, image, and survival in an industry where everyone's playing chess while pretending it's checkers. If you learned something new about this absolutely insane situation, smash that like button and drop a comment below. Do you think Lil Baby was justified, or did he take it way too far? Let's talk about it. And don't forget, subscribe for more explosive breakdowns of the biggest stories in hip-hop, because this saga is far from over. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Trust me, the next part of this story is about to get even crazier. Share this video with your crew, spread the word, and I'll catch you in the next one, where we're diving even deeper into the secrets, betrayals, and power plays that shape the industry from the shadows. Peace.